Hi, good evening friends. Welcome to this new video on percentages, the second part, as part of the initiative by Success Chambers, the Quant section of CAT. So today the agendas for discussion include multiples of CUR, that is commonly used ratios. Second is reducing complex fractions, which we'll see in a while. Third is increase, decrease and finding new values. So let's begin with the agenda that we left at the last class, which was the multiples of commonly used ratios. So we know that there are some commonly used ratios like maybe 1 by 7, that is 14.28 percentage, or 0.1428, either way you can write it. 1 by 9, which is 11.11 percentage, and 1 by 11, which is 9.09 percentage. So if I look at this, these are simple ratios, but if I want you to calculate maybe 81 percentage of something, so it may look a very difficult task when you say it, but actually it's very simple. So if you keep these fractions in mind, so if I ask you to calculate 81 percentage of maybe 33, just taking a simple example for you to understand. So 81 percentage can be written as maybe 9 by 11. 1 by 11 is 9.09, and multiplying it by 9 will approximately give you 81 percentage. Very close to it. So 9 by 11 of 33, which you can easily cut short, and it will come close to 27. So you know 81 percentage of 33 is very close to 27. So this is how these multiples of commonly used ratios can be effectively used. We'll look at one more example. So if I ask you to calculate maybe 28 percentage of something, 28 percentage of, take any number like 28 itself. So you can say that 1 by 7 is 14% approximately, and you can say 2 by 7 is 28%. So you will write this as 2 by 7 into 28. And if I say maybe calculate 77 percentage of something, 77 percentage of 21. So you are actually required to do is 7 by 9. That is 1 by 9 is 11%, and you multiply this thing by 7, it becomes 77%. So 7 by 9 of 21. And you can do the calculation as forward by multiplying it by 7 and dividing by 9. But what it does is actually reduces your work to a large amount, because things can get cancelled out in some cases, like 7, 28, 7 4 are 28, 4 2 are 8. Some cases they might not, but they would at least simplify. Moving to the next thing, we talk about reducing fractions. So in many cases you would see very tough calculations, although CAT doesn't give very tough calculations, but sometimes in the midst of a question you might get a very tough calculation, something like 166 maybe by 526. So this might look a very tough calculation initially, but if you look at it carefully, you will see that it is 16 point something like, can you recall from the commonly used ratios? So I would say this looks like to me like 16.66 percentage into 10, 166, and I would say it looks like to me 5.26 percentage into 100. And if you recall this carefully, you would see actually that 16.66 percentage was nothing else, it was 1 by 6, which is 1 by 6 into 10. And then 5.26 was actually 1 by 19. So this becomes 1 by 19 into 100. 10 cancels out, 10 remains. And what it effectively becomes is 19 by 60. Very simple. If you keep practicing it, you will develop a knack of it. Next, so one more example that maybe we can discuss is you can say 7.2, something like 720 or 729, let's take very easy one, and maybe 111. Okay, so what you can effectively see is it is 7.29 percentage into 100 and 11.1 percentage into 10, right? Again things will get cancelled out and you would see that 11.11% is nothing but 1 by 9 into 10, and 7.29 is nothing but 1 by 13. So this is actually percentage, I just forgot to mention it. 7.29 percentage into 100, 1 by 13 into 100. You see things get cancelled out and you get a very simple calculation. And sometimes you would see that options are in the form of a fraction. So these things really help you out, because the job of CAT is not to test your mathematics, it is to test your logic and how well you can apply those concepts. Second, we move to increase decrease. So if I say increase of 20% in something, okay, so let's get down to basic first. What is actually increase or decrease? So increase is change in value upon original value. So I say x, suppose we had a quantity 20 and it increased by 5 to 25. So the increase is effectively 5 by 20 into 100. This would give the increase in terms of percentage. Whenever 100 comes into picture, remember friends, it is in terms of percentage. So here it is 4, it is 25% change in 20. So I would say 25% increase in the value of 20 gets it to 25. How do you do it the reverse way? So if I say 20% increase in something, so you can say 20% of something like 20 and increase. So what I would effectively do is 1 by 5. Remember converting this into fraction. 1 by 5 into 20 is equal to 4. So if I say that something has increased by 20%, it actually 20 has increased by 20%, I would say 20 plus 4 is equal to 24. Very simple. But these concepts are very crucial. You need to be very clear with them. That's why we are spending so much time on them initially. So just to give another example, just to say, so you can see if we have a 25% increase in 20, it becomes 25. And if we have a 20% increase in 20, it becomes 24. Now let's talk about decrease. So if I say something has decreased by 40%. So let's take a bigger number this time. Let's say 50. 50 has decreased by 60%. So there are two ways of doing this. I would say calculate 60% of this number, that is 60 by 100, and then do this. Or you can say, you can write it as 50 into 3 by 5. That is 60%. 1 by 5 is 20%, and you multiply that by 3 and it becomes 60%. So this becomes very simple, cutting this and you get 30. Right? So 60% of 50 is 30. And eventually if we decrease something by 60%, it would be 50 minus 30. That would be 20. Another short way of doing this would be, that is actually a kind of formula that you can remember. So you can say 1 minus 3 by 5 of 50. This was done in 2 steps previously, calculating 60% and then subtracting it from the original value. In short, it can be written in this way. Similarly, if we have to talk of an increase, we can write something like 20, 1 plus, so there was an increase of 20%, so I would say 1 plus 1 by 5. So this is the way you can write decrease or increase, adding plus 1 and subtracting from it the value that you are required to subtract to decrease or increase. Thank you friends, I hope you have learned from this and stay tuned to Success Chambers.